They have a bad time.
Oh no.
He's like, I just want to stay here, look at the stars.
Yeah. I just want to be safe.
Oh no. Please leave me alone.
You know what I realized today? With 3 Obramos,
Mooses.
Obrimos?
it's really hard to come up with 3 like religiously themed awakens that are different and customized to characters.
Always a bright light.
Religiously? What?
Yeah.
Obramos is
all their
like
awakenings
creation and
involve-
divinity and light.
Yeah, all their awakenings involve the feeling of being divinely picked.
Oh.
Oh, that's cool.
Jonesy's gonna feel like space has selected him.
Something.
Want to be in space.
Gotta go to space. Wanna see space.
Space.
It's great. It's great because his mom got super religious and supernatural, and he's like, I'm outie, bye.
He's like, Mom, you're crazy, but I'm also crazy, but I can't handle your crazy.
We can't.
My crazy's a different crazy.
Oh, I got changed. I'm not necromancy. I got changed out.
No.
I am not. I am Jonesy.
Jonesing for a Jonesy.
Whoa. Calm down.
Alright.
Good
Let me
shit.
get some music playing that I spent long times looking for.
Yeah, where's your music?
Gonna start playing.
It says it's there, but I can't hear it. But I think
Same. I know
that's
this
a
song.
good one.
Yes, you do.
Did you
It
steal
is.
it from Rural?
No.
No, it's one of the songs on the Joneses playlist.
Oh.
Yes. You pick so many obscure songs. 0% of them are on SoundCloud.
Oh no.
Thank you.
Because it's all space music. I just remembered I dropped that into the rural chat, and I was like, "Here, this is good for
There it
for
is.
intenseness."
Yeah, it's a good one. I've listened to it for a
Yeah.
long time.
Is everyone in who wants to be in? I guess so.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep,
yours not. Okay. So we can start the recording.
Ugh. Guess who's already been recording? Cause
Oh.
Oh,
Is
right.
all
That's what
my-
script does.
That's what I do.
Oh. All right then, we can get started. Alright, why don't you take me through the average day in Jonesy's life?
Here we go. I told you guys. I told you.
Well, I wasn't here, so.
Well, no, she's like, she's gonna ask me, and I don't know. He's Jonesy.
Okay, so
He does Jonesy things.
he does Jonesy things. He wakes up probably early because he's first shift, which I assume these super scientists are, right? He wakes up, brushes his little teethies, eats food, or vice versa, I guess. Goes to work, comes
Food
home.
eats him.
What?
Sorry, no, you're like, eats food or vice versa, food eats him.
Oh no. But he brushes his teeth after food because that would be so.
Oh,
weird.
yeah.
And he goes to work and he does a lot of lead work because he's still kind of the new guy. And he'll drag some of the papers around, and of course he'll take some time to just, do some sky watching on his own because that's what he likes to do. I don't know, that's kind of what he does. Not
Okay.
very descriptive.
Well, on this particular day, you wake up, you eat your food, you brush your teeth, and you head to work.
Yay. Oh, he does have drive, so he's got a car. Unless he has to walk. Where am I? Is it near Boston then?
You're, somewhere in Massachusetts, semi near Boston.
Hey Angie, you got the Boston
Yes.
know-how. Is it, can you leg yourself anywhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want to drive in downtown Boston, but you can drive around like the suburbs around the city because driving in downtown Boston is terrible.
Oh no. Okay, so he.
I was gonna say you're
so-
like in a nearby town, not in Boston proper, because
Okay.
you're a agricultural weather place. So I assume you're sort of out near the fields and stuff, where you can look at the sky and
You
not
might
have.
be closer to Western Mass then. There's like a lot of open space out west.
Okay. This sounds good.
Yeah. And you have
And then
some
you're
really
near,
nice
then you're near the
areas
ocean.
there.
Oh.
You get all
Sorry.
the ocean weather stuff.
Yeah, the ocean weather is pretty neat because it usually isn't by the ocean, so it's nice.
The more intense song than intended.
Than you were
for-
expecting. Well, ocean would be the other direction, would be closer to the Cape.
I'm
the
not on
east.
West Coast.
Yeah.
Anyways,
West, you
Um,
get into like mountains and more foresty areas.
it sounds pretty good. Okay.
You have a range of meteorological experiences.
Perfect.
There you go.
Many soil samples to take, many things to observe. Yes.
Yes. So today you go into work, and as you go into work, you learn that one of your coworkers has recently retired. One of the upper, people working at your lab currently. So everyone's chatting about who might get the new spot. And of course, whoever gets that new spot opens up a new spot that they were in, and then that opens up a new spot for whoever fills that. And
Great.
hey, it might be your chance to move up.
Oh
Maybe.
my. Might be able to ascend.
To space.
Yeah, one step at a time there, Angie.
Jonesy blasts off.
Jonesy blasting off again.
So that's basically just sort of the chatter around the office. What do you want to do? You
I just
want
kind of
to
shuffle in and just kind of set up my little workstation like I do every time. And try to figure out if what I'm hearing is actually people. Because sometimes it isn't.
Okay, you can roll an intelligence empathy.
Okay.
Or just intelligence composure.
Bam.
Bam.
3.
You are pretty sure. I mean, there's obviously some voices mixed in there that aren't real people, but the promotion talk is actually people's talking about it around you.
He kind of like drifts over to like one of the groups of people chattering and kind of just nondescriptly, whatever, eavesdrops. With his little
And one of
bundle
those-
of papers that look like he's kind of busy, but also totally listening.
Oh, did you hear about Carol? She retired. Oh man, yeah. I mean, I bet I bet probably Richard's gonna get her spot. Yeah, but then who's gonna get Richard's spot? So I don't know. It's like they said they. Are you like an intern or are you like an actual employee?
He is an actual employee.
Actual employee. He's like,
Just
well,
a
I
very
hear they're
low one.
going. It says, well, I'm definitely going to put in my name for maybe moving up. These are people that are sort of around your level, just a little bit more senior.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I bet any, and they're like, probably any of the new, let's call them the environmental scientists. Any of the environmental scientists might be promoted to that senior
Sorry, I'm
scientist
totally putting you
position.
on the spot
Yeah.
for this.
Yeah, no, it's okay. let me roll to see if they notice you.
Okay.
And then one of them goes, "Oh, hi, Jonesy. Oh yeah, Carol's retiring.
Who do you think is gonna get it?
Oh, well, I mean, Richard's like clearly the next in line for her spot, but then Richard's spot's opening up, and we don't know who's going to get that for the senior scientist position, but I'm hoping that whoever it is, it's one of the environmental scientists that are, and then one of us could get, promoted maybe.
That would be nice. He just kind of like drifts away.
And she's like, well, I'm definitely putting my name with Bob. I don't know about you.
I'll put my name in. I'll try.
Jonesy. I was imagining you would kept describing him as like an angry scientist.
He's not he's angry when people are like, blurg, science is unreal, or like paranormal shit. He's like, no, fuck, science. Sorry.
No, it's fine. So do you want to actually go talk to the head of development?
Oh yes, that is where exactly he ollied out of the conversation for it.
Just sneak around behind your coworkers' backs, get your name in first.
Exactly. One of them. They can keep talking. Jonesy is going to be the one.
Alright, well, you get to Bob's office, and you hear him talking with someone inside.
I do.
Door's closed.
I tap.
Yes?
Tap. He just pushes the door open a little.
And you see Bob is currently talking with Richard, who is pretty much, I mean, technically anyone could get the job, but Richard's like the most senior of the next people in Carol's, line, so it's like, yes, Jonesy? Do you have my coffee?
Oh, I'll go get it.
Oh, okay.
He goes and gets the coffee, and in the meantime tries to figure out what the hell he's gonna tell him.
Alright, well, by the time you get back, he appears to be wrapping up his conversation with Richard, and who is standing up to leave. And so he's like, thank you. And he'll take the coffee. And he doesn't really expect you to be interested in talking to him, so he's assumed that's your business and you're done.
Jonesy will just kind of loiter a little bit, and he'll like do a little paper shuffly, because he's still got like some paperwork that he probably had to deliver somewhere else, or some findings, or whatever the hell he's holding on to. And he's like, so I hear there will be a position open.
Oh, yes, there's, Carol's retiring, so there's definitely going to be a little bit of a rejiggering in the department, so, yeah. Yeah, even, it looks like possibly, there might be a, environmental scientist position, opening up.
And Jonesy will just kind of like, hopeful face.
Do you want to give a presence expression?
Oh boy! It's gonna be great. With my 3 dice, I got 1 success.
And Bob goes, oh, are you interested?
I would love to if it's possible. I have experience. I grew up in the whole farm, so I'm fairly aware of all the agriculture.
Right. What project is it that you're working on right now, Jonesy? You can see he's sort of trying to remember, like, what you've done around the office since you're sort of low-key.
And any project in particular that Jonesy can proudly say he's been a part of.
Okay. And he's like, yeah, probably just to make this fair, you can submit your resume. We might be having interviews later. Just, within the department, some polling and stuff. Just asking coworkers and whatever
Oh,
about performance and whatever.
okay. Just kind of, owlishly blinks at him, like, is there anything else we can do?
Bob sort of looks at you. It's like, no.
Okay. He just kind of slides on out.
Okay. So you return to your desk.
Yes.
Yes.
And,
Okay.
and get right to that resume jiggering while also doing everything else that he has to do.
Why don't you give me a science resolve just to do your work?
Two.
Hey, you do a good job.
Hey.
Hey.
I am the best scientist. I am the highly elusive office scientist.
Why don't you give me a perception?
That's resolve composure, right?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Or what's composure? What's composure?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Jesus.
Wow. All right. So, as you are working, you owl zoom in. You overhear the conversation, and it's Rachel, who is she's sort of at your level. One of the other workers potentially out, and you see her laughing and chatting with Bob, and she says, "Why don't I take you out to lunch, and we can talk about it?" And then you see him leaving the building.
Grumble. She's He already knows what she's doing. She's gonna get the position. And she won't even have to write a resume because she's just gonna talk to him. Because people do that.
Is Jonesy gonna do anything, or
He's
just gonna sit there and grumble about it?
He's gonna angrily write his resume out.
Okay. You angrily write your resume and do your work, and the end of the workday comes, and everything is shaping up fine. You stop by Bob's office. He takes your resume. You see, he seems to be looking at some other people's resumes and stuff. And then it's the end of the workday. Is there anything you want to do before you go home or on your way home?
Just kind of, what time would you say it would be?
It's probably, the workday probably officially ends around 5 or 6. People probably stay late to,
Do late things. Jonesy will just kind of loiter around, kind of get an idea of, it was Rachel, right? You said Rachel?
Yes, Rachel.
Kind of get an idea of how she seems to be doing right now. And if
Rachel,
she's super smug.
all right, why don't you give me what's empathy? And are you trying to be unobserved while you do this?
Yeah.
Okay, then also give me Estelle.
Oh shit. That is what?
Are you trying to hide behind something or just appear to
I'm
be
just looking like I'm busy. Which
Okay,
I
so
kind of
presence.
am. I mean, if I look at the sky, I'm kind of busy, right? 'Cause
Give me a presence stealth, which I believe is a single die for
it
you,
is a single baby die.
but not a luck die. So
I
at least
did
there's
it.
that. You did it! All right. Well, Rachel, she's usually fairly cheerful. She still seems fairly cheerful. She doesn't seem super smug or anything, but she's in a good mood. And it's 6 o'clock, so she's packing up her stuff to go home.
Okay.
She's not staying late.
No. But if I stayed late, that would look good.
It would potentially look good.
It would look good. Jonesy will decide to put in some extra. Well, if he's allowed to do overtime, because sometimes they're like, no overtime for you.
You are allowed to do overtime. Generally, it's off the clock.
Okay.
Like, it's just sort of a understanding.
Yeah, well, he's gonna put in some extra oomph on some work, do some extra calculations, and try to, science this shit up.
Okay. So you can roll another science resolve if you want to do work.
I'll do work. Do I add my specialty?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So
This is
that's
weather science, so
my weather science.
doing good work.
I do good.
How late do you want to stay?
I'll stay until what season would you say it is?
Sort of present time, so, midsummer.
Okay, so time it with about an hour or two before the sun sets. So around
Okay.
7, I think it is.
Oh, okay.
7 or 8. One of those.
Yeah, that's probably 7. It's starting to get dark at 7, I would say. Because most, fireworks displays and stuff start at, 8 or 9.
Okay. So yeah, he wraps up and gets all packed up and is now super stoked to see the sky. Because it's gonna be real pretty.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you pack up. I did not think to get a night sky picture, so let me
Okay.
grab one really quick.
Just
Quick.
pretend it's the night.
I don't have any that I'm just gonna.
Okay.
Just gonna grab one.
I am surprising myself with how ambitious Jonesy is. But he loves his job, so he'll put in those extra hours, because he don't mind.
It's play for him.
It is, and he probably puts in extra time anyways, because it's the norm. Which is why it's bullshit that Rachel can go at normal time and still get more consideration.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Just because Jonesy's shoes are a little more scuffed. And just because he doesn't look as nice. And he can't just, take his boss out on a lunch.
All right. You do your night sky watching. Where do you watch this?
He has a favorite spot, probably in a park.
Okay.
He eats his little dinner that he probably purchases from some nearby restaurant or something.
And just stares at the stars without a microscope or anything.
Yeah. Sets up all nice and pretty.
It's nice and quiet.
Yeah.
As quiet as it gets in your head.
Yes.
All right. As you are looking up at the sky, you find yourself dozing off. And it's very sort of soothing and quiet. And you eventually Um, wake up.
I'm awake. And I'm confused. I fell asleep. Oh.
You fell asleep.
Is it daytime? Is it nighttime?
It appears to be daytime,
Oh,
though
jeez.
you are not on the park bench that you fell asleep on. And also, this is not the park. It seems it's a different place.
Oh, Jonesy kind of inspects himself. Sees what he like. Is he still wearing the same clothes?
Yep, you're still wearing your same clothes.
Okay.
You're not in a bathtub full of ice with your kidneys missing.
What?
You're not. You're not.
I'm just in that little cross section, you know, the little right there in the middle, bathtub ice. What the fuck? Oh, I try to I squint up at the sky and see if there's any left over. Like, you know how like if it's turning into dawn, you can still get some peeks at the stars.
The sky is white,
Oh, what?
like solid white.
Like squint because it's too bright white?
It is bright. It doesn't seem that much brighter than like a normal sunny day, but it's not clouds. It's just white.
Jonesy's brain is probably going to stop on this for a couple minutes as he tries to decipher why the sky is white. He's going to try to rationalize it to himself. It's bright because I can't see that well. Something's wrong. It's okay. Everything's okay. Or he's just seeing things. He just pretends it's okay. And
Do you want to roll a resolve composure
yes,
just to see how freaked out you are?
sure. Oh, actually, what's scientist sense again? Oh, that's common sense, isn't it? Never mind.
Common sense, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do. Oh boy. A little jittery.
You are definitely jittery, and so when you hear a voice very clearly in your head, but it's much clearer than you usually get for your whispers, and it says the words in sort of a deep voice, and I will bring the third part through the fire, refine them as silver is refined, and test them as gold is tested. They will call upon my name, and I will answer them. I will say, they are my people, and they will say, the Lord is my God. But he knows the way I take. When he has tried me, I shall come forth gold.
Jonesy just kind of. Oh,
Oh yeah, do you have that?
I have rational explanation.
Yeah, that's what it does. You can roll science instead of...
I would love to do that. I still failed, so we're good.
Science can't explain this.
Bah!
Maybe the voice quoting Bible verses in your head can.
Oh no. I like try to turn my ear towards where the sound may be coming from, unless I know very sure it's from my head.
It's not, it's sort of in you, it's in your head, but it also seems all around you,
Oh jeez.
if that makes sense. Like, it's not an auditory thing, but it does have a sense of space.
Uh-huh.
Space.
He's going to begin wandering.
Okay.
He's going to observe all the plant life. Because that's what the picture is, right? Like that's fairly accurate.
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to observe the plant life and just kind of try to get an idea of where this is, if it is aware.
Well, you walk. And you walk, and you walk, and you walk.
I'm not gonna walk.
And you do come to something that appears to be telling you where it is. Except it's pointing to a lot of things everywhere.
Oh. Jonesy kind of stares up at it. What?
You want to
in
give
the
me
world?
perception?
Yes. Yes, I would. I noticed one thing.
All right, you do notice scrawled on in it's a dark liquid. It's sort of hard to spot, but you notice it. It says, "Will it be well when he examines you, or will he deceive you as he deceives a god?"
Jonesy just kind of squints at it, and he reaches out to touch it and see if the letter smears.
A little bit. Still a little damp.
Kind of looks at his hand where he's got some marks on it. Is that pointing any direction?
No, it's like a piece of paper stuck on, or it's just scrawled on like the pole itself.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to give me a wits composure?
Yes, I can do that. One.
All right. There is one signpost that it simply says "to the lambs," and you're getting this gut feeling that you should follow it, even though it's not any actual place name listed. It's just sort of
Calls to some agricultural bone in my body. Yeah, he'll start to follow that way. Meanwhile, still rolling the thoughts in his head, like, what's going on? And call out a little bit too. Like, is anyone out here?
You hear a response in your head. One second, I why did I? Okay. It says, know that God will lead you on your path, and that in testing you, you shall come forth gold.
It responded directly to
In your brain.
Jonesy. Just thinks this is a very persistent voice. This is a very strange experience. I must have eaten something. Meanwhile, still shuffling along.
Shuffle, shuffle. You shuffle to the lambs.
Oh, there are actually lambs.
There is actually lambs.
And a bird.
And a verb. All right. Then Isaac spoke to his father Abraham and said, "My father." And he replied, "Here I am, my son." Isaac said, "The fire and the wood are here, but where is the lamb for the burnt offering?" Abraham answered, "God himself will provide the lamb for the burnt offering, my son." Then the two of them walked together. And once again, you're getting that sort of compulsion that you're supposed to be doing something. You see these sheep wandering around a field. There's a barn a little bit in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
There's not very many sheep. There's like 3 sheep.
He just kind of looks around like if trying to see if anyone owns these sheep. And if no one shows up, he's just kind of goes over the gate and kind of wanders in. If the voice is correct, this wants me to burn ship. What is this?
The sheep sort of mill around and avoid you, but you can kind of, Are you going to try to grab a sheep?
I'm not gonna grab a sheep. He's just gonna kind of approach one. He does have one animal ken, so just kind of
Okay.
slowly.
All right. You can roll your animal ken / presence.
Nope.
Nope.
And there it goes. Do I don't want to have to burn a sheep. That's inhumane. There's no logical reason to having to. He's just mumbling this while like slowly walking after a sheep because it's harder not in burning a sheep as whatever the voice in his head says. Like that's a crime. What if these sheep belong to someone, which they totally do? They have to be.
And you hear the voice in your head say, God wills you to shepherd the sheep.
Oh, shepherding's different than okay. It's a little different. Like he's gonna be arguing with his voice, while he's like trying to I don't know hustle the sheep to. Is there like a place that looks like the sheep need to be?
There's the barn.
They'll try to hustle the sheep to the barn.
All right. This time you can give me just a regular persuasion.
Oh boy.
Presence or manipulation persuasion.
Yes, no persuasion.
Or you can use animal ken.
Oh, thank you.
Manipulation, animal ken, or presence, animal
Oh
ken.
my goodness. That's more
Oh
dice
my
than I
goodness!
have.
You get those 3 sheep, and you shepherd the heck out of them into the barn.
Sheep whisperer. I am the shepherd, I guess.
You're in the barn.
I got the sheep in here.
And the voice says, God favors the brother who gives the sheep. Feed the sheep so that they may grow plentiful and be ready for God to accept them.
I don't know if Jonesy really believes in God, but okay. he'll follow along. Meanwhile, questioning the relevance of all of this. I'll go and shuffle around.
No.
What?
Follow God's will. Do not question.
His voice saying that.
Yes, that is the voice saying that, sort of more aggressively than it's been saying other things.
Okay. Just kind of scoffs at the voice, and of course, you follow everything that. Just mumble. He finds food for the sheep.
There is, it's sort of a weird setup. It's sort of medievally, but there's like a trough set up above with like a hose with oats in it.
Okay.
And
Well,
you can take the hose. Oh, well, give me a wits something. Wits,
he's done the farm
intelligence,
thing,
or
so we can do this. Wits intel or
This is sort of an unusual setup.
Oh, okay.
Give me a wits intelligence to figure out how it works. Dos. Yes. So, as you pick it up, the sheep walk up and open their mouths, and you literally just point it at their mouths, and you somehow know to do this, and you pull it, and some grain gets fed to them. It's sort of like one of those hamster water bottle things, but you have to actually hit the button.
Because it's rudimentary science, my dear Watson. Science.
You want to give me a perception check again?
Wait, did I just roll 6?
Did you just?
Jesus.
You rolled successes on 5 dice. Oh my god, you percept the heck.
No, I don't want to be on fire. Fire hurts.
Well, you see scratched into the wood. I said to myself concerning the sons of men, God has surely tested them in order for them to see that they are but beasts.
Wait, what? Briefly sum that up again.
I said to myself concerning the sons of men, God has surely tested them in order for them to see that they are but beasts.
He just kind of mulls over the meaning of that. Can I scientist sense that?
No, you cannot use science to analyze religious doctrines.
Oh, come on. They're kind of the same, right? He just kind of looks at the trough thing. God, it would look so ridiculous if you tried to eat out of that. It's just oats that come out of it?
Yeah.
Oh,
And then as the sheep get their oats, they sort of immediately lay down and go to peaceful sleep.
so sleep with the sheep? Question mark? Like he waits to see or hear if the voice kind of goes them along.
Yes. You know what you hear? The refining pot is for silver and furnace for gold, but the Lord tests hearts. And with your 6 successes, I will not make you roll again. There is a furnace in this barn.
Just kind of stares at it.
It is unlit.
He'll just kind of pats around his pockets for lighter, no lighter. Kind of goes over
And for the first time, you hear another voice in your head that is different than sort of the booming everything voice. It definitely sounds like a whisper in like your ear. And it says, "Do not worship false idols."
He just kind of turns his head to where the direction of the whisper, where he perceives it to be.
And there's no one there.
Yeah. And he just kind of wanders over to the furnace thing and just kind of peeks at it. Gets a understanding of how it works or whatever.
It's an old-fashioned furnace. It's like that, but not lit.
He just kind of, he'll kind of check out the rest of the barn because he didn't really give himself enough time to really look around. So he'll look around. Do you have to roll or just it's a
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
okay. Wits composure. Yes.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
You find sort of basic medieval, flint and tinder. You find flint and tinder, and as a scientist, you know what flint and tinder does.
Yeah, I get my tinder cylinder. Pocket that shit. And just kind of wander around a little bit more. And, kind of eye the furnace again. What's the temp? He just kind of turns again. And he doesn't see anything, I assume.
He does not. And you hear again the more omnipresent voice says, "When he has tried me, I shall come forth as gold."
Do I feel like there... Do I feel more compelled towards a certain voice?
You feel more compelled towards the all-consuming voice.
Okay. I slowly make my way to the furnace and mull over my options. I can either light this or I cannot light this. If I light it, it's going to make me do something. I'm sure of it. If I don't light it, I'm just sitting here anyways. In this place that I shouldn't even be in. I don't understand. He just kind of, you know, starts to do the flint and tinder thing. Flick, flick.
And you hear a whisper, no! But, alright, so you are attempting to light it.
Yes.
Give me a wits crafts.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be a luck die, I believe.
Yeah, that's a luck die. Oh boy.
So you're trying and you cannot light it.
Right.
And you hear the voice say again, each man's work will become evident, for the day will show it, because it is to be revealed with fire. The fire itself will test the quality of each man's work.
Well, I
sort of
can't light
insistently.
this. I'm trying. He said that
It
loud.
repeats the same phrase.
Kind of scowls at the omnipresent. He looks at the little flint and tinder in his hands.
You can try again if you'd like.
Yes. No.
I'll give you a +1 this time because you're starting to get some sparks in there.
It's still luck die.
Well, no, because you have three wits, right?
Oh yeah, I guess.
-3 + 1, that gives you 1,
Oh, okay.
which would actually be a success on an 8.
Oh, okay.
So you just barely get it going.
Watches a breeze happens and just puts it right out.
But as you light it, the glow from the fire seems to sort of intensify, and the room goes dark around you.
What?
And you see through the back of the barn, a path lights up with fires, sort of similar to this, that light up along a long pathway.
Oh. What about the sheep? They're just laying there?
They're sleeping. It's not, the fire isn't leaping, out from the furnace or anything.
Okay. And it looks like it's contained in its little furnace.
Yeah. I mean, you're feeling kind of warm, but...
Okay. He just kind of pockets the flint and tinder and makes his way to the only way out.
Alright.
Oh, does he feel threatened at all? Is there any feeling?
Why don't you give me, what's... composure. You have this sort of unsettling... I mean, you've sort of been unsettled this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
It sort of feels like something's looming, but you're not quite sure what it is.
He is going to, because it's a barn, which means it should have some tools, right?
Right.
He's going to look for something nice and blunt that he can swing.
Blunt?
Yes.
Okay. You find, let's see, what kind of stuff is in a barn? Like medieval barn. I mean, there's wood about, wooden sticks. You could detach that little end of the hose tube thing. It's kind of a chunk of carved wood.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't suppose he could just like rip off a piece of any fence or whatever and have some nails in it.
Sure, give me a strength crafts, which is a luck die.
Crafts. so mean to me. I didn't do it.
Okay. You pull it, but the nail's stuck in the wrong side. So you have an unnailed splinter of wood.
The splinter of wood will do.
Alright. Alright. As the room has darkened, it appears it suddenly became dark outside.
Oh.
And the lights lead you forward
He's kind
to
of more
a
staring
very
up.
plain-looking tower. But as you look up, it seems sort of like the sky playing in fast motion. Which, you want to give me a science with your, you can apply your specialty on there, intelligence science.
Oh my gosh. That's a lot of dice.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh.
Well, you reason. Well, you don't know why the sky would be spinning, though perhaps you're experiencing like you're drugged and you're experiencing like a sped up perception of what's actually happening.
Or the refresh
But you
rate
reason
of
that's
my own
probably
eyes.
the North Star there. That the tower is sort of pointing at, and that would be why the entire sky could spin around it and have that single point remain. But also, you're pretty sure you shouldn't be able to observe that phenomenon in Boston, so you're pretty sure you're not in Boston.
No, and that doesn't make any sense. It makes me frustrated. Where the hell am I?
Alright. And, you hear, "Behold, I have refined you, but not as silver. I have tested you in the furnace of affliction." And it's getting warm. He humbled himself by becoming obedient to the point of death, even to death on a cross. Sign thy name and pledge yourself and your soul to God, and he will lead you on the path of great works,
What?
like the ones he has tested you on.
What?
And you see, do you want to give me a perception?
Yes, please. 2.
As you approach the tower, you see each one of those stones has a name carved into it.
Okay.
And there's a blank one, sort of at your eye level.
Oh. Look, it's blank.
And you hear the voice once again urging you, "Do not follow the false god. He lies to you. His power will bring great tragedy." You want to give me an intelligence composure for a memory check?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't know.
You do not recognize that voice.
I don't. Just kind of eyeball the bricks and see if I recognize any of the names.
You do not.
The path I'm on, like, what's around me?
The path is a small dirt path that is lined on either side with sort of furnaces like the one you said that light your way. And on either side it's brush and trees and no signs of civilization.
And there's any fires?
They are lit, like furnaces.
Something like that. How close is the brush to the furnaces?
It's fairly close because the furnaces are on the outside of the path.
Kinda not liking that. Kind of look up at the tower
And as you're delaying, you hear that the bigger voice once again insist. Sign thy name and pledge your soul to God.
What happens if I don't? He just
And it says, sign thy name.
with what? I have flint and tinder. He just kind of looks around.
False God. False God.
False god. He'll just kind of wander the tower. Like he'll actually wander around it if he can.
Okay, it is what it looks like. There is no apparent doors or windows. It is just a tower, a pillar of constructed stones pointing at the North Star.
Okay. He'll just kind of wander to some of the furnaces and see if there's a stick or anything.
Why do you not sign your name? Do you deny the will of God?
What do I sign with? It's not like there's a pen right here. Just kind of, I can only do so much.
And you're starting to feel a slight rumbling, angry rumbling in the ground.
I'm just gonna yell back at the angry rumbling. Just, I have to. What do I sign with?
Sign thy name.
With what? Like he's just starts screaming at the sky.
And the sky is spinning faster.
Go back to the brick and just kind of examine it.
It's not brick, it's like stonework, but yes.
Yeah. It's just the blank brick.
Yep.
He pokes the blank brick.
It's not doing anything. You really cannot. You want to roll something?
Sure. But can I roll something? What do I roll? Jones is having a hard time concentrating right now.
Intelligence crafts, yes. He is, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He didn't make it. What do you want from me?
And the rumbling above it starts to reach a crescendo, and this ear-splitting whine is pounding into your ears, and you just hear, "Give me your soul!" And the voice has deteriorated to a very nasty sounding, demanding voice.
Jonesy just screams back at it while covering his ears, trying to scream the noise away.
One sec. I knew I would forget one song. Okay. All right.
This isn't scientifically feasible. I shouldn't be hearing you.
Man, it's really hot.
Oh boy.
And suddenly the sky shatters.
Oh.
And you realize the world sort of changes.
Oh. Where am I?
Do you not recognize it?
Oh. Oh boy.
In your hand, sort of, in the hand you use to feed those lambs, you feel a cold metal weight. And in your other hand, where you were definitely holding the flint and tinder, you feel a lighter.
No, well, I can't drop the lighter because, God, what is this? How close is the fire?
The fire is all around you.
Oh God. I try to get out, I have to get out.
Alright. Give me athletics and dex to get through the fire.
No success.
0 success. Alright, so you take 2 lethal as you jump through the fires. And
Am I
jump
keeping track
into
of
the
my own?
hallways of your work.
It's not my work.
And,
I didn't do it.
and you run down this long hallway, and you kind of realize that, maybe like there's the sort of refining pillar, reinforcing pillars on the side. They have red bases. It's sort of in the same spacing as those furnaces on your path, but you could have sworn you weren't actually at work while you were doing that, right?
Oh my God.
All right. So where are you running?
Out. I need to find an exit. There's fire escape, right?
Yes. No, you're on like a ground level, so it's the front door.
Oh God. Okay.
Give me a perception as you run.
Oh jeez.
I'll give you a +1. Oh, you don't need a +1. All right.
Do I give a +1? You can roll one more die.
Sure, you can get your
No,
+1. Okay. You're running and you pass by the meeting room, which is one of those fancy, all glass rooms.
Uh-huh.
And your exceptional success can tell you this is pretty much exactly the length you ran from that path from the barn where you fed those sheep to the tower where you woke up. And there's 3 bodies on the ground.
Oh, jeez.
And there's blood.
Oh no. Oh my God. Oh my God. He's gonna go over there. And just see who it is, see if they're awake. If just because there's blood doesn't mean they're dead.
Alright, so give me a resolve composure. You do not have a tolerance to biology.
No, it doesn't.
So just straight resolve composure. Alright, you feel your stomach lurch as you see Rachel,
Oh
Bob, and Carol on the ground.
no. No.
They were sitting in chairs. They're no longer. Their heads are blown open.
Oh my God.
Did you check what that cold metal feeling in your other hand was?
I look now.
You have a pistol
Oh my God.
in your hand.
Jesus. Where did I even get this from? I don't own a pistol.
It's vaguely shaped like that, thing you pointed in those sheep's mouths and fed them oats from.
Oh my God.
Remember you had to pull the trigger to get the oats to feed?
Oh no. Okay. Calm down, Jonesy. Calm down, Jonesy. It's okay.
Alright, you're
Everything's
still in a
okay.
burning building. Give me a Dex Athletics.
Oh boy. Oh no. Okay. No time to think. Gotta go. He's going to pocket it. He can't just leave it. That would be the worst thing to do.
Okay.
He's out. He's running. I have to
So-
go.
You take another 1 lethal. The flames aren't as intense here. Actually, no, you take 2 lethal. This is where you started the fire.
Oh no.
Because you did start that furnace in the barn.
We gotta start the fire. One little voice sings as I
Alright.
run.
All right. So one more before you make it outside.
One more check.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I use a
Or-
willpower?
Yeah, you can use the willpower.
I wanna use
You do have willpower.
3.
3. You make it through the hallway without getting any more burns.
Hooray!
And you burst outside into the cool night air. Definitely your office, nowhere else.
Oh god.
And give me a perception.
Oh no. 2.
You hear sirens in the distance.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Out. He's gotta go. He doesn't know
Oh,
where.
by the way, I forgot to say this. You also are feeling quite strange. You hear a voice, that same whispered voice to say, and it says, "Yet, O Lord of hosts, you who test the righteous, who see the mind and heart, let me see your vengeance on them. For to you I have set forth my cause.
No.
Those that follow the false god and spread his workings are doomed to hell and must be sent there by the works of true believers. Take no part in the unfaithful works of darkness, but instead expose them. The false god lured you, but you did not hand your soul to him, and by that you have been awakened. You do have access to your magic now."
Oh. Hooray.
But yes, cops are coming.
He's out. He's running. Ooh, what else can I do?
Where are you headed?
Gosh, he's just out right now, away
Just out, away?
to just away where he can't be tracked. I don't know. He picks a
maybe,
direction and runs.
Okay. I'm going to. It's good. Alright. So, you run. And you make it to the sort of rural, woodsy areas. And you have a full moment to stop and think about what you've done.
Yeah, I don't want to think about what I've done. Jonesy tries to keep it together as he tries to figure out what the hell. Like, oh my god. Did I just do that? No, I couldn't have. It's never been that bad before. And just kind of break down.
And you hear the voice again. "The false god led you astray, but you did not sign your soul to him. Give me another intelligence composure to see if you recognize it now."
Yes.
It's your brother's voice.
What?
And he says, "God has forgiveness, though the laws of man might not. Be strong and find those that follow the false god." And you are left there in the night with a pistol
Oh, no.
and a lighter and probably your wallet, but nothing much else.
Oh god.
And this is where we're going to cut off
Aw, shit.
your first of your 2-part kind of tutorial
Aw,
into the
shit.
world of the Banisher.
Oh my god.
Congratulations!
Hooray!
Hey,
Shit,
you
man.
died!
Shit, man.
Well, you kind of became a murderer.